This video is brought to you by Granger Motors, where you can save up to $1,300 on a factory extended warranty on your new Ford or Ram, Jeep, Chrysler vehicle.
Tommy, I never expected to make this video because we have an all-new, well, brand new 2024 Ford F-150 Lightning electric truck, and it's towing a 93-year-old Model A.
Yeah, that's right. So we're actually recreating a video today to find out what it's like towing with a Lightning and if it's actually that bad. So Hoovie's Garage, great channel, seems like a super cool guy, did a video with his Lightning a couple of years ago towing a Ford Model A truck.
And what are the chances of us doing the same thing?
Same truck that we're towing.
Yes. And
he went super viral with that video, and basically he used 90 miles of range in 30 miles, and his takeaway was essentially that, you know, the Lightning is not ready to tow.
Okay, but there's one difference between our videos.
Okay.
Is that Hoovie had a standard range, small battery truck.
Good point.
His F-150 Lightning had a small battery.
Yeah.
This is an extended range battery, but it does not have a maximum tow package. So we'll see how it works. Let me show you something before we get going.
Now, it's worth noting, Andre, what you're about to show is actually really cool.
Yeah.
So Ford has done a bunch of changes to the Lightning over the last couple of years since he made that video. And Andre, why don't you show the audience one of the coolest changes in this Lightning?
And it's, well, yeah, the screens in the interior look the same, right?
Yeah. But
when I power this up, it's gonna tell me the range like it did before. And so, you see this blue? You see the blue line?
Yeah.
It's 100%. 293 miles of range.
Okay.
And that's basically an estimate for driving empty.
Yeah.
Right? Unladen.
Right. And one of the problems I think that Tyler ran into is the truck was thinking it was empty, so it was using a ton of range when the consumption.
But he was surprised, right?
Right.
Hoovie was surprised by it.
But check this out. I'm going to plug in the trailer.
Okay.
And Alex, stay up there. Watch what happens to that range number.
Stay right there. Right, stay right here on this gauge. He's going to plug it in. The truck is going to recognize that the trailer is plugged in. And in just a second, it says add a new trailer. And this is cool. It just automatically puts me into the right screens. I'm going to do this very quickly. I'm going to call it TFL trailer. Going to give it a couple of measurements, 25 feet long, 8.5 feet wide. And the height of it is not that great, right? 8.5 feet approximately. So we're not towing very heavy today. This truck is rated to tow 7,700 pounds. We're right below 6. So I'm gonna set that and then confirm. And watch what happens here. It automatically re-estimates the range for me.
So it jumped from 293 remaining range down to 162.
Instantaneously, and now I'm not surprised, right?
Right.
I have an idea of how far I can go, but we need to check it. Can we really go that far?
Yeah, so look, here's the thing. It's not like this truck has changed all that much since that video to tow twice as far, but what Ford has done is really calibrated the system and now given the driver the understanding of realistically how far can he go with this given load, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's easier to use, and it's all integrated, all in one. And the trailer was pretty easy to hook up. The chains went on really easy. So, I mean, Ford knows what they're doing with towing.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to now hop in this Lightning, head about 25 miles to the dealership where they're going to do an oil change over at TFL Classics. You can check that out.
Okay.
And we'll see what the consumption and the driving dynamics are like.
Let's do it.
Let me take a minute to tell you about this video's sponsor, Granger Motors, and their extended factory warranties for new vehicles. Today, more than ever, an extended factory warranty is a worthwhile consideration. The new cars and trucks coming out pack more amazing, yet unproven tech and complexity than ever. Knowing this, an extended factory warranty buys you peace of mind. If something goes wrong, you're covered for repairs and parts for years after the original warranty expires. A factory-backed warranty means repairs are done by factory-trained technicians who know your vehicle inside and out and are trained to repair known problems. A factory-backed warranty ensures that your car or truck gets replaced with true factory parts and in some cases, upgraded factory parts to fix those known issues. So next time you buy a new Ford or Ram, Jeep, Dodge, or Chrysler vehicle, go to Granger Motors for an extended factory warranty. Granger is the #1 seller of Ford Protect warranties, and one of the top sellers of Mopar vehicle protection warranties in the country. This volume lets their customers save an average of $1,300, so what are you waiting for?
All right, Tommy, I'm resetting the trip meter, trip number 2. I just clicked on my truck symbol and I put it in tow haul mode. Very easy to do, and we're off.
So we got that one pedal drive engaged.
Yes.
Now look, talking about range one more time, because that's what is always the big conversation with towing with electric trucks. Even though we do know, perhaps more accurately, what our real world range is going to be,
yes,
it still is a huge range hit.
It is. It's almost basically half.
Right.
And you know what? It would be half for a regular F-150 or a diesel F-250.
Would it really? I mean, you do a lot of towing, Andre. You're towing a couple times a day, it seems like, lately with the new
Yes.
press trucks. Is it really a 50% decrease in range?
For a lot of it, I mean, depends on the how boxy your trailer is. Depends on the weight of your trailer. But a lot of the times, you usually take that hit. But what's different with internal combustion versus electric, it's the refueling time and, of course, availability of fuel or electricity.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah, right. So that's going to be the big managing factor. I mean, look, the fact of the matter is, even 2 years after he did that video, and even after a few years after we did our videos too,
yes,
when we owned our Lightning, we're still not at a point where the EV infrastructure is big enough where I would comfortably want to tow cross country or long distance.
Yeah.
Right, this is still, in my mind, more of an around town truck, which is exactly what we're using with it today. We're going to tow about 50 miles today and get a sense of what a real world range is going to be like. So if you are just, and a lot of people do, right? We got this email lately, hey, I've got this landscaping business and all I do is tow between 100 and 120 miles a day just to and from clients' houses. This could be a really good option. If you're looking to tow a large boat from California to Utah, there's probably a lot better options out there.
Yeah, and when I'm thinking about the electric vehicles and range and charging, Tesla is still the benchmark, right? They're still the best. And but Ford is getting it better and better, slowly. I can see all the chargers around my area. I can sort it by fast chargers, for example, and actually I can plan my route accordingly.
Yeah, I mean, where credit's due to Ford, ever since we had our Lightning, which was a couple of years ago as well, they've really gone ahead and done a lot of over-the-air updates to the infotainment system and to the truck in general to make it a much better user experience. So they've been continuously improving this vehicle to make it more competent and more capable. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
So Andre, how does the Lightning tow? So you've spent a lot of time towing with this truck. How does it compare to the gasoline version?
Dude, it's effortless. We're sitting in here talking. It's quiet. I have so much power on tap. I do hear the trailer banging.
Sure.
Because it's so quiet otherwise in here. And we'll see, I can pass this Ram, for example, effortlessly, without using a lot of power.
Yeah.
And I can also slow down and gain some energy. It's very stable and very nice.
Very controlled, yeah. One of the things about the Lightning is they've always been very softly sprung, in the front especially, and I think that they could probably use a little bit more rebound control, but these things do float like a Cadillac. Empty laden, they're just really, really soft.
Or like a Lincoln.
Or like a Lincoln. There you go, Andre.
Yes.
Do you feel that it is too soft in its stamping?
No, I don't think so. The trailer is, I could feel it over that concrete surface, right? It was kind of bouncing around. But in general, I like this ride.
Right, and I think the other thing we're finding out too is if you want to do any towing at all, because of that huge range cut, you really have to go for the extended range battery.
Yeah.
So this has got that 131 kilowatt hour battery, and when it comes to towing with EVs, it's all about kilowatt hours. How big is that battery? And we've done some testing with like the Silverado EV, and how far were we able to tow that trailer? That was a significant distance.
Yeah, over 210 miles, if I'm remembering correctly, on a full charge, plus a little bit left over. So the Silverado has like 212 kilowatt hour battery, and it's a lot bigger, and you could go a lot further. So if you are towing long distance Silverado right now, it's the way to go. And you know, they stopped at least letting people configure the Pro version, the base XL truck.
Okay.
I just was on Ford's website. I couldn't configure the cheapest version. It starts at XLT, and then they have their kind of sporty version, and then this one Lariat, and then the Platinum.
Right.
So it seems like they're pushing the price higher in a higher range.
All right, Andre, we made it to Brighton Ford.
Yeah, so we're here for the classics video, like you said, right?
Yeah, exactly right. But just like the Hoovie video, we did just over 30 miles. So we're closing in on 32 miles.
All right, 31.8 according to the trip. Do you want to show that? Can you take the camera?
Yeah, I got it here, Andre. Thank you, Alex.
So we are currently at 84%. We started at 100%. So we used 16% of battery. And it says 1.3 miles per kilowatt hour was our average. And we also went about 41 minutes, which means a lot of it was highway.
Yeah, 75 miles an hour.
So actually, you know, it kind of matches what it originally estimated.
Exactly. So if we take our estimated range of 131 and we add 32 miles to it, that will bring us right back to where the computer said we were supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I will give Ford a lot of credit for being pretty spot on with the range estimator. And the truck towed pretty well. Now, we used 16% of the battery to get here. We went from 100 down to 84.
Yeah.
So I would say for this trip, Andre, that we're doing really, really well. So we're going to unload this Model A and then do this video, and we're going to load it back up and make our way home and see what our final range numbers are.
And as always, we're using our WaySafe hitches. They're aluminum, height adjustable. They have a built-in weight measuring gauge, and the trailer is currently empty. And you can see we don't have a lot of tongue load. And when we put the truck, the Model A, back on, you will see it adjust. Check them out using the link in the description below, way-save.com/TFL. Dude, we're almost back to our office.
Yeah, we had a little catastrophe. We hit the top tore off on the Model A and this huge gust of wind on the highway.
Well, we hit that storm. You could kind of see the darkness over there.
Yeah.
I swear I was not speeding, Tommy.
No, you were doing like 65, but the top just gave out. So that probably didn't help our drag any, but it's not going to have that big of an impact. Now, how far we've gone so far, Andre?
So we went 64.4 miles, but here's the thing. We're starting in Boulder and going to Brighton and back, right? So on the way to Brighton, to the dealership, it was downhill. Mm-hmm. Now we have to climb up a little bit towards Boulder. So it looks like we used more energy than I expected.
Yeah, that definitely hurt our efficiency.
Do you want to show that really quick?
Yeah, I got the camera here, Andre. So it's saying we are at 64.6 miles, 1.2 miles per kilowatt hour. Now we have 63% remaining, but the truck is only predicting 81 miles of range right now.
Which is, let's see, 81 plus 64, that's about 145-ish.
Yes.
Right?
So on the way out, the estimator was right on the money, but on the way back when we hit that store and also a little bit of uphill, we definitely use more power. So
I'm going to blame your Model A on this.
Okay, sure. So look, that's not great efficiency still.
No. So if the thing you do is like hauling a camper trailer or your business trailer or your boat places, this is probably not, you know, maybe the right truck. But if you're doing kind of daily drives like this, it's fine.
Yeah, right. And it tows really well, and it's really comfortable and very refined, and it's an all-around good vehicle. It just doesn't have the range for long distance towing.
Yeah, and once again, when we get back, I'm gonna just plug it into the office, level 2. I'm just gonna walk away, and it's gonna fill up for the next day.
Yep. So we'll get the final numbers when we park up, and then we'll close it up.
Yep.
So you can see what happened. We just caught a big gust of wind, and it just
I feel bad. I'm sorry, dude.
Tore that top, so that's really devastating. But we'll get it fixed and we'll get her back on the road. So,
Yeah.
Andre, what are the final numbers?
Well, so we went 66 miles, and it said 81 miles left to go. So, I mean, give and take, about 145 miles of towing range, and we're not towing very heavy, and it's actually not very tall, right? This trailer is not very tall.
Right. So once again, we've probably prove that long distance these EVs just aren't up to the task without like that huge battery that like the GMC or the Chevy has.
Yeah.
But they do tow confidently and with a lot of power.
And a lot of technology too to back you up, right?
Yeah. No, for sure.
We talked about all the tech, you know, you can define your trailers, you can have smart hitch, reminders, everything that Ford does is pretty handy.
Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. We'll get our Model A fixed up and back on the road, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks.